Hi, my name's Tom Marks. Welcome to another PlayStation 2 programming livestream. Today, we're going to be investigating an error in my level loading code. We've got a little simple 2D game. It looks something like this. Let me pull it up on... Whoops. That wasn't right. Let me pull it up on stream, source, run. I'll run it in the emulator for now. We do have an actual PlayStation 2 running in the background, so we can do hardware verification. Sorry, my webcam is so close, but so far to being correct here. I did something here. I don't know what I did here. I think I know the line that caused this, and we can come back to it, maybe, and try and fix this, but I'm not doing transparency properly anymore. That's a bit of a problem. But other than that, we've got this simple 2D game, and we have this thing that happens where we reach a certain point in the world, and it tries to load in the next chunk of the game world, and then it segfaults, because something went wrong. Now this is Python, this isn't C. We're not writing a PlayStation 2 game in Python, that would suck. Let me open an appropriate terminal. Okay, so now we've got the correct terminal open, that's good. Since last time, I wrote a little level loader. This isn't in my goals anymore, because why would I have a goal for something I already did off camera? I said I'd do it, and I did it. So we have this level format, text. It's a JSON file. Eventually, I'm going to do this from the tiled level editor format, but for now, I didn't want to mess with that, so I just wrote my own little format where we can have a bunch of different tile maps, and offsets, and assets that get loaded along with this level. And then I wrote a Python code that turns it, just in 170 lines of code, serializes it into a wonderful binary format. And then we can read that in. We have C code to read that as well. More C code to read it than it took Python code to write it, which is fun. This doesn't include struct definitions. So the code to read it is pretty good, and also a lot of the code that actually reads it isn't included here. But I guess Python comes with that tree, so it's not really a fair comparison. So we can load it, and that's good. And we can read it, and we can write it, and that's also good. But something in the reading is going very, very wrong. And it's hard to tell what, because again, just for demonstration's sake, right? Let's look at what happens, source, run, when we actually run this. Apart from this weird gamma issue, hold on, let me see if I can work out what that is really quickly, because that's going to annoy me. And, this game is pretty fucking ugly. Is it this? Could this be the problem? We just need to restore this one line, draw 2D set color. Can I just copy and paste this back in to context.c? What line was it on? It doesn't tell me what line it's on. Does it? Does this diff say no? 90? 89? Yeah, here. Oh, right, I commented it out anyway, so I didn't need to copy and paste that. Okay, what happens if I run now? Do I have transparency? No. Okay, I've broken transparency somehow. Huh, okay, anyway, we'll ignore that for now. We go across, and we hit this point, and we can actually see the program counter, 112108. And that's cool, because if we run this again, we can look at what's at 112108. We can open the CSX2 debugger, and we can go to address 112118. And what function is this in? I already know the answer, because I was looking at this earlier. It's in memset. So that's not very useful. We don't get the full stack. And without that full stack, it's going to be hard. And it's going to be hard to work out exactly where that memset's getting called from. So I think what would be really useful is if we could compile some kind of binary that called this level load function. Because 99.9% sure it's in this loaded level load, this function right here. What would be cool is if we could compile a binary that called this function for Linux, because then we can run it under Valgrind. Because it's probably just a logic error, right? I've probably just done some bad logic. I've done some bad math. And I'm reading something I shouldn't read, or writing something I shouldn't write. So let's see if we can do that. So to do that, I've been doing a little bit of makefile work. And indeed, if we look in source makefile, you can see I have a couple of if-def guards, include guards, platform, that's not what I want, I meant echo, platform, good, platform is unset. So if platform is set to PS2, then we build for the PlayStation 2, otherwise we don't. Maybe this should be inverted, maybe I should say platform PC, but anyway, let's make C source clean. And what if instead of this I make, what did I call this file? Make file level test, which should try and compile a test program that I wrote. So this test program, what does this look like? And I gave it a .cc extension so my pattern subs wildcards don't pick it up, because again, in source makefile, I get all my source files like this, recursively finding them. So if I call this .cc, I don't think it finds it. Maybe it does. Maybe it doesn't. I hope it doesn't, because I don't have two mains, and you can't have two mains. C doesn't like that. C says, don't do that. Okay, so we do a bit of boilerplate. We can also do this. P2G log.h. I had to do some hacking to make this work. That's okay. We reuse our log macro, which is good. Draw 2D set color. Now, I'm tempted to invent this function. Implicit declaration. That's a bit more of a problem. Implicit declaration's hard because I can't just statically declare it here. Because this is actually part of context.c, it means that context.c really does rely on include p2g draw 2d.h, and this is ps2 draw.h, my mistake. Draw.h. So this depends on stuff that is not present because we're not building, we don't have the full PS2 SDK environment. So what I'm going to do is put this inside an include guard. And this is a really bad hack. We're going to say if def, if we have the emotion engine, that's the PlayStation 2 CPU macro defined, include this. Else, we're going to forward declare a function. We're going to call it int draw 2D clear. Actually, this function doesn't appear to do anything, so maybe let's just not do that. Let's just not include it, because that didn't fix my transparency issue. So we can do that. Okay, that's better, that's better. So now we're building using CC, which is probably just GCC. And we build all of only the things I really need for this. And it looks like we've missed a few things I might still need. So for example, it looks like I've missed draw.c. So let's put that in there, because that has the upload. And draw.c probably actually relies on ps2 draw.h, which is going to be a problem, because these functions need to do things. So, and GSPSM as well is a problem, because we have these GSPSM macros. Okay, so this is going to be harder than I thought. We need in source makefile. I guess the other thing is, hold on, what? Draw bind texture, draw tile map. So as long as I define these somewhere, it's okay, right? As long as I declare these somewhere, it's okay. TGA from file. Now, TGA, have we included targa.o here? No, TGA.o. So let's do that. Now the list gets smaller. So it's draw, IO init wad, VRAM slice reset. See, that's weird though, because if we look at what we're building here, we have VRAM. I would think VRAM slice reset was part of that. Yeah, it is. It is. Which is strange. Camera transform. What does camera depend on? Camera depends on normal stuff, normal sensible stuff. That's good. That is good to hear. Makefile. Let's say camera.o. Camera.o is part of game. Okay, good, good. Camera debug, button pressed. Now we're further down the rabbit hole. Undefined reference to. So pad is included, but button pressed is part of the core library. So there's a few functions we probably want to forward declare, and we'll do it like this. Draw upload EE texture, draw bind texture, draw tile map. Let's do it. Let's do it this way. Let's go to test, level entry, and let's declare versions of these functions. And let's declare versions of these functions that do nothing. Return 0. Return 0. I hope these functions are supposed to return 0, but we'll find out very soon. Return 0. These are the functions we need. Hold on, that's not the right function at all. That's not the right file. What I want... How did I end up here? I want this file. Perfect, okay. Almost had a disaster there, but that's good. It's good to realize that before you have a disaster. Draw bind texture, draw tile map. Now, undefined reference to draw, bind texture. So these functions are declared, and this is in the linker, so that's weird. It's unexpected, right? Because I thought the linker was smart enough to work this out. Maybe, maybe not. Now order does matter here. Order is important here. So maybe actually this needs to come first. Also, I only learned today, right? The $hat means all of these things, but $left bracket just means the first of these things. Didn't know that. Main, undefined reference to. Huh. Okay. And then we still get an undefined reference. Why are these undefined? Why? What's undefined about them? Why can't they link? It's weird because some of these functions I know are here, right? Is it really just like order? I refuse to believe that it's like order is this critical to all of this. This is like normally not an issue. Not like this, not like this. Okay, so recompiling does not solve the issue. Sometimes it's worth trying. Clean build. Always recommend. There's a high quality comment in the chat that I need to drag onto chat. Cricket, welcome, how are you going? I hope you appreciated my Deep Space Nine posting earlier. I know you're a big fan of the episode Profit and Lace. SMBC theory that all computers have been able to program themselves since the 80s. Modern programming is just a ruse to make you think you're still in control. Interesting. I love that post. The write-up about someone working at a company and realizing that there's like a program that's self-modifying code and it's like a conspiracy kind of thing. I can't remember what that's about. I can't remember the premise. But yeah, like a self-modifying program that's like on the internet and in control of stuff. Watching DS9 now. What DS9 are you watching? What season are you on? Because watching DS9 can mean a lot of different things. It can mean a wide variety of Deep Space Nine episode qualities. And I say that as, like, I consider Deep Space Nine probably my favorite show. And it also has some real stinkers. Season 2, episode 5. Okay, so Cisco still has hair, right? He hasn't shaved yet. I think that's season 3 or 4. Cardassian Orphan. I'm not good with my episode names for Deep Space Nine. TNG, because I've watched them all twice. I'm better. But Deep Space Nine, I've only watched once. That's not true. I rewatched episodes with Cricket and a few other people a while ago, and we saw the Mirror Universe episode where Odo fucking dies, which is great. Haven't looked at Cisco's hair, man. It's pretty unremarkable hair, honestly. It's not much of a change. I'm happy to have Star Trek chat because I'm stuck right now, so I need to be careful I don't let myself get too distracted. And I'm gonna have to take my jacket off, right? We're getting serious. Oh, we're getting serious. Okay. But no, if you're season 2, episode 5, Cisco still has hair. This is known. This is hard science. Okay. So when you have a problem, okay, hold on. I've got a link. What is this link? What? Oh yeah, okay. This is, sorry. I'm gonna sidetrack the stream to share this because this is the best Star Trek clip anyone has ever shown. It's fucking. Oh wait, hold on. We've got to appreciate that a second time. It's a work of art. Okay. Someone put a lot of effort into that. Okay. So, sometimes when you have a linker error, it's worth going into Google and just reading about what other people have experienced. So, this is exactly what happens, right? GCC star.o. Function is not found, function is empty. All the function is empty. Interesting. Average the column 2D arrays. There's linker, the linker error. The error message shows you none of the object files you're linking against contains a definition for this function. The function you've defined is called average columns. I can't average. That looks like it would have been both faster and cheaper to CGI, but the practical effects are fun. I don't know if that's true in 1994. Deep Space Nine has CGI, but it's limited. Deep Space Nine has some CGI. Voyager has a lot of CGI, right? With species 25 whatever, whatever the like CGI alien species is that looks awful in 100% of the scenes they're in. That's why they can't remaster Deep Space Nine and Voyager though, because all of the special effects were only ever rendered at 480p. So there's nothing to upscale. There's nothing to remaster, right? Like it's all just 480p jank. Yeah. But yeah, it's amazing someone built that thing for like 1 microsecond of a show. Yeah, there's a lot of effort there, right? A lot of effort. We know that button pressed is a problem. So can I just define button pressed? Okay, let's see if we can fix this one. Button pressed, pad.h. Interestingly, pad does not depend on other things. So that's kind of good. The pad header is very self-contained. Return 0. We never press the button. Okay, so button press, but it still says it's undefined. What's going on? So a symbol has, okay, I've got another theory. Okay, let's do this. Hold on. Let's do level test, test. What did I call this freaking file? Test level load. Okay, so when I build this, like, can I build this into a .o first? Is that gonna help? Is the fact that this is a .c, right? Because if you have a bunch of, it might matter. It might matter. It probably doesn't matter, but it might matter. So let's do gcc-g-o target source anything -c. Are these all compiled with -c? They must be, right? They are. Good. And then ee. We'll just put this in C flags. And then let's do this from the .o. And let's put test level load.o. Now we have a main that gets compiled. We're just going to put all our .o's together. Test level load.o. This is a .cc file. Level test. Okay. We have the same issue. But at least I tried something a little bit different. It's weird that it's certain functions, right? Like, I would expect every function to be undefined, but it's only some of them. So, like, in I.O., we're calling more I.O. functions. We're calling a lot more I.O. functions. Bobius, welcome. You haven't missed much. You only missed like 20 minutes, but welcome. I hope you're going okay. Sorry to hear your deprogramming issue is complicated. Hold on, let me bring this up. This was also fun. Bobius linked this, and this is some D. If there's any D people in chat, please go look at this issue. Bobius needs your help. Pray for Bobius. When he runs his SDL app, okay, when he runs his SDL app, addresses, SDL run app. Yeah, it's like it's null. It's weird. It looks like something has not been linked correctly or something. So this D program, there's some stuff going on, and I don't know anything about D, so I can't help. But please have a look. Looks like interesting stuff if you like D and Windows and the intersection of the two systems. My advice, of course, is to just run Linux, and then you don't have these problems. You never have any dependency problems on Linux. It's impossible, actually. No one does it. Okay. But yeah, Bobius, did I write a blog post about dependency issues? No. I wrote a blog post about not being able to log into Linux. Had to use an MSVC triple on a Linux host. Oof. Oof. That's really rough. Cross-compiling in general is rough, but doing it, yeah. Once Windows is involved, it like corrupts everything else. WinMain? What the hell do you mean WinMain? I've never heard of, like, I don't want a different main function. Okay, so why are these undefined? I'm so confused. Because level, like, this is in format.c, right? Level load function defined here. And this is part of format.o. This is built. This is part of this thing. It's here. It's in here. So why does it not find it? Why can the linker not find this? What is the reason that a linker may not find something? Now, I'm a bit lost. I'm a bit like, the other weird thing is, right? So level load calls IO init wad, but it also calls IO read file part, and so this function isn't resolved, but this function is, and that's really weird. Like, that's extremely weird, right? I am like, so something really strange has to be going on. Also, why is this .c and this .o? Am I doing something really? I'm not mixing things up, am I? Undefined reference to test level load. See, so this file has an undefined reference to IO initwad. Let's go through one at a time. So this can't find any of its functions. Anything this actual test level load, this can't find anything. It can't find this. It can't find this, it can't find this, or it can't find this. Those are 100% of the functions that it depends on. It can't find them. It can't find any of them. So that kind of sucks. I wish that didn't happen. I would be happier if it could find the things it was supposed to use. Okay. So that's one issue. And that probably is actually the entire issue. Because then it looks like they kind of cross-reference each other. Oh, that's awful. And then this uses, yeah, draw.h, which is also fine. Okay. So here's a thing. Test level load.cc. We're gonna call it source test level load.e. Okay, and you might be like, well, that's really silly, but .cc sometimes means something else. So I don't know. Let's call it .e, just for fun. Just to make sure that's not the problem, because I'd feel pretty silly if it was. Yeah, see. Okay, yeah, so it's trying to, it interprets this to mean something else. So we're just going to call this .c. Now, find. I want to add something to this to preclude files that are called test underscore something. How do I do that? Linux find preclude. How do I exclude a directory when using find? Ah, good. Not path. Okay, let's do that. Source test. Move source test level load.e. We're going to move it into source test level load.c. Okay, that was the problem. Yeah, CC. Yeah, I was just I didn't think it mattered. I thought GCC was smart enough that it would be like, okay, but yeah, so that's no doubt an extern C issue. Ugh. I thought I would have to do G++ to trigger C++ mode. I guess for compatibility reasons, when you have both in the same repo, it treats a file with that extension differently. Cool. Well, yeah, so I just need to do this. So then I need to say not /test. Cool. Okay, excellent. So now we keep this. We keep this. Now we probably want test files, which is going to be test star.c. Actually, no. Nah, let's not do that. Let's just do it. Let's just have a snowflake like we did before. So we want all these objects, which is good. And then we're going to do this, and we're going to have test. We're going to have, actually we do need to put it in here. We're going to say test level load.o, test level load.o. Okay, now when we make this, it's going to work. That's good. That's really good. Test level load, because these all just need a ... in front of them because that's no longer the path. So that's a really good sign. Okay, it still doesn't work. But this is better. This is better. EE texture declared inside parameter list. That has some merit. So what if we include draw.h? Okay. Button pressed. First defined here, multiple definition. Huh. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Because I don't need to put this here because it's already here. I've doubled up. I've double included this file, and that's good. I'm just going to do a clean and then a rebuild. Okay, I think that worked. Cool. Let's try source assets.wad. And we get a heap overflow, which is good. That's, again, exactly what we want. Exactly what we want to see. So let's go into my favorite tool, Valgrind. And we're going to go source test source assets.wad. Excellent. Excellent. This is what we want to see. So invalid right of size 8. Like, what's going on here? What's going on here? Gives us good things. Good things. This lookup logging is a little bit too noisy, but that's okay. We'll fix that one day. We'll fix that eventually. Invalid right of size 8, and we can see exactly where this happens. Load assets. Alloc from. Nice. That's beautiful. This is why Valgrind is good. It gives us the exact stack trace. PCSX2 didn't give us the exact stack trace. It just died. I wonder if we could... Or maybe there is. Maybe there is a debug mode of PCSX2 that I haven't compiled properly that gives you stack traces, but I find when it segfaults, it just dies. You don't get anything. Like, there's got to be a way to improve the dev experience for that, but I don't know. The PCSX2 codebase scares me. It's C++, and as we learned from me calling my file .cc, I don't really like C++. You know, it gives me the ick, gives me bad vibes. Okay, load assets. What line in load assets? It's when we call alloc from in load assets. I think that only happens in one place. fmt.c load assets, which is here, and we say alloc from, which is only here. Okay, so is it possible that random size 8 memset gives us something bad? In a world full of languages, people decide to torture themselves with C++. It's a shame. I mean, PCSX2 is such an old project that C++ makes sense, right? I think if you're starting a new C++ project today, and you're not some kind of C++ expert who's made it your career, I question your judgment. PCSX2. What's the history? 2002, the initial release. So yeah, I think you were allowed to use C++ in 2002. That's my high level assessment. When are we rewriting PCSX2 in Rust? Well, that's my question, right? Who's doing that rewrite? Then I'll contribute. So alloc from is blowing up, and alloc from is blowing up because question mark. Memset is angry. Did you replace stream? When we call alloc from, we call memset. Out. Okay, so we want to check what out is. So let's put a test in. Let's say if not defined, alloc skip check, do this. And I like putting this in a thing because at some point we could say, hey, compile this in a different mode, compile this in released mode, don't do this check. We don't care. Multiple languages, people use JS for everything. Yeah, JavaScript, whenever you have the hammer, did Tom get a new haircut? This haircut is about 3 weeks old now, but yeah, I'm feeling pretty fresh. It's new. I was at dinner with my parents tonight, and I was telling them, my parents, they're visiting, we really like this restaurant. And the woman working there, this old Italian woman, she's like, oh, what do you study? I was like, I'm a little bit old to be a student, nothing against mature age students, but I was like, you've misread my age. I'm balding, I'm in my late 20s. That's not, I finished with that shit 2019 I finished studying, and I went to uni. Well, I took a long time in uni, so yeah. So we want to check if this is a null pointer before we go trying to memset to it. That's probably a good idea, right? And if it is bad, then this is probably like some kind of fatal error. Let's include logging now, because that's good. Okay, log error. And this error is alloc failed. And then we'll return a null pointer. And then it's the caller's responsibility. That's even better. Cool, so let's rebuild this. Cool, we rebuild alloc, and then when we run it, it's going to give us something else. Read buff points to unaddressable byte. So it gets further. Maybe? Alloc failed. Yeah, okay, so when an alloc fails, that's probably a sign that we want to die. And we'll say fail to allocate name buffer. I wonder why this failed. Itching to see how WASM evolves. Want to get more into Rust, junior to mid-level engineer. There's no jobs. Jobs aren't there in general these days. The job market sucks right now. I've been looking, and the job market's not good. I met a guy recently who, he's in product. He worked for a company. He'd gone through Atlassian's interview process, and then he ended up at a telcom in Australia called Aussie Broadband. The most Aussie telcom there is, mate. And yeah, I was talking to him about the job market. I was telling him I was looking, and he was like, how's it going for you? I was like, yeah, it's a bit cooked. And he was like, yeah. He felt my pain. He'd just been through it. And we just had a little moment, we connected, our souls bonded. Log error, yes. Yeah, this is my error log. Maybe I should capitalize it or something. There's info, there's warn. It was just going to be error or error, but that conflicts with too many things, so I just called it log error, which is, I don't know, it sounds a bit French or something. But yeah, jobs are cooked. Name buffer, return 1. So now at least we die when that happens. Alloc from, we probably want to check all these. If we don't load, then something's gone very wrong, right? Log error. Oh no. I apologize to any French viewers. Log error. Whoa. This key gets a little stuck. I think the keycap is a bit cooked. I've been thinking of getting XDA profile keycaps. I think they look cool. Alloc loaded level. Cool, alloc from tilemap defs. So we are checking this sometimes, just not all the time. Like not here, not asset def. Hold on, that's when we read. No, when we alloc as well, we'll say alloc asset definitions. Putting the file name in here isn't totally necessary. Also, we should probably return after that happens. Bobius is Canadian, so he gets a pass to make fun of the French. That might be more, I don't know if that's more or less troublesome. But that's good, that's good, that's good. Not loaded textures. This is why the writer is so much longer than the reader that's, the reader, sorry, is so much longer than the writer that's written in Python. Alloc loaded textures. Probably want to keep putting the file name in stuff. Loaded. Okay, let's rebuild. Texture. First off, I want to check maps. And there should be textures plural because it's an array. Asset def. Defs didn't pluralize again. Yet again, my fatal flaw. Valgrind. Heap overflow. We didn't die. Did we failed level heap overflow. Hold on. It happened down here. It happened down here. Level heap overflow. So what happens when we overflow the heap? Game context. We return 0. Level alloc. And that passes up the chain. Excellent. Excellent. Now when we heap overflow, it seems like it could be a good idea to print out the size and number just to make sure that this isn't one stupid allocation where like a negative number has underflowed. So let's do that. And this is ZU for size t. So it's num times size. And I bet this is going to show us something interesting. We don't even need Valgrind here. Heap overflow, yeah. Woo! Woof, that's a big number. How did that happen? Where did that number come from? Where did 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Where did 1,601,398,125 come from? That's a long name. I think that's probably longer than the names of 1 billion. Okay, it's not longer than the names of all people combined, but it's like, you know, it's longer than, and it's longer than probably all the names in Australia, right? It's longer than all the names in America. You know, 300 million people. I like the odds of that division, that's longer than all their names put together. That's probably a sign that our number and our length is not correct. Okay, so where are we reading that from? Name, short name, file offset name, the file offset of the name. But I want where we allocate file offset name, namelen. Okay, namelen. Namelen comes from the actual asset definition, which we just read out wholesale. The asset definition says that the name is a U32. A U32. Now, which shouldn't matter because it should be like 20. And that's not a very big number. But let's have a look anyway. .py. Compile level. Okay, so when we write an asset definition, serialize asset definitions. Okay, there's some stuff here that I'm not going to get into where we kind of allocate the data section later and make a reference to it and then put stuff there. It's kind of deferred, which is cool, via this key. That number in hex is 5F73656D. Thank you. That's actually potentially useful. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Actually, I mean, that's kind of like halfway through the... Halfway through? Yeah, isn't that like halfway through the U32 range in terms of like... Well, like almost halfway through the top byte, in a sense, right? Roughly halfway, because 8,000, 80,000, 10111111. I don't see any pattern here, but that is cool. That is cool to see. Does look like a lot of ones. Okay, but yeah, it doesn't look like we've taken a normal number and like added or subtracted one from it, which is, again, we're writing the data incorrectly. Okay, so we write an asset definition, which is HII. Now, Python struct pack. What are the format specifiers for struct pack? I need to double check. Int. Unsigned int. Okay, that's probably a good sign that I should be using the unsigned variants of these, HII, and this should be for HII, and this should be SHI. Let's try rerunning that. Let's go Python assets compile level assets level test.text. That's still not quite namelet. That's weird because this is the header. So what's wrong here? Offset 0, offset 1. Offset 0, offset 1. You wouldn't think that would happen with this, would you? What the hell? Off. Weird bugs today, weird errors. A -16. Ah, I do have a negative there, don't I? Didn't I? I did that. I did do this. I did actually put a negative there. So maybe negatives make sense. Maybe negative numbers do make sense. Maybe this needs to be an I. Maybe this needs to be assigned. I. And then when we go into format.h, this offset should be a int32t. Likewise, this local offset should be an int32t, but everything else can stay. I offset, yes. Now, this should be a 2i. Offset tile map definition came first. So, okay, so it's 2i to I h. 2i to I h I I. Excellent. Phenomenal. Phenomenal. Oh, it's always a good time when Gul Dukat arrives on Deep Space Nine and has to interact with the rest of the crew. Except for when he's lecherous. I don't like him as much when he's lecherous. The rest of the time I like him. Even though it's thematic. You know, I prefer him when he isn't lecherous. Shoutouts to Mark Alimo. Great performance. 0 less than dimensions. Dimensions? Like what's going on here? Offsets are 0. Dimensions should definitely be positive numbers. What's going on here? How are these negative? Offset. Local offset. I. To I. Oh, hold on, I did that backwards. Did I? No, hold on. This is unsigned. This is signed, this is signed, this is unsigned, this is unsigned. So this should be able to be capital I, but it yells at me for some reason. You need to watch D-Space 9? Yeah, watch it. Definitely watch it. Watch it with a skip list. Because probably, like I said earlier, right? It's my favorite show. It's probably one of my favorite shows, if not my favorite show. I really love it. It's got a lot of really good character stuff in it. But 1/3 of the episodes are completely unwatchable garbage. So you gotta skip them. Literally, I have not seen 1/3 of the episodes of Deep Space Nine because I watched with a skip list because I really tried to like some of the other episodes, and it's not just stuff like Prophet and Lace. It like something like the episode in season 1 when they meet an alien who really likes games, and he like traps them in like a board game that Quark has to play for their life, and they have to do like the skipping game. They have to like sing a little song. It's a bad episode. It's some of them are just not good. That one's like famously bad. X-Links, welcome. How's it going? Welcome. We're talking about Star Trek today, apparently. Okay. I requires a number. This is the wrong I. Encode kind. Texture map offset. Oh, the texture reference is -1. Absolute mole. Mole of a man. There we go. Okay. Perfect. Now this gets dumped out to a file in assets, which we're going to call level, which we're going to call something. Test.ps2lvl, I guess. Okay, so you say this, right? Like, you know about Star Trek. Fantastic. You'd probably watch Deep Space Nine episodes to see how bad they are. So when you watch Star Trek, right? I literally was having this conversation with Cricket in a Discord server earlier today. The Next Generation, the first season's garbage, unwatchably bad. Maybe a little bit funny if you love the show and the actors, but quite bad. And then season 2 is also quite bad, but has some really good episodes. And the episodes that are bad in season 2 are funny because they have like weird space Irish caricatures, and like the other one I was referencing was Data doing stand-up comedy, which is phenomenal. There's all this weird stuff. Deanna Troi has like a weird alien baby. Weird stuff happens in season 2, and Riker wrestles his dad, which is one of my favorite episodes. Mwah, beautiful, cinematic. The Next Generation is silly when it's bad, and really good when it's good. And then Deep Space Nine is sometimes silly when it's bad. Sometimes they just like play baseball in a filler episode, and that's really fun. The plot is phenomenal, but then the bad episodes, they're not even like entertainingly bad, they're just dire. It's really depressing. It's like Voyager, right? Trouble with the Tribbles is also really good. Yeah. Yeah, man. I need to watch more of the original series, actually. I haven't seen very many episodes. But yeah, like Deep Space Nine at its worst is literally unwatchably bad. Okay, so we're going to pack up all of our TGAs and all of our PS2 level files into assets.wad. So everything that was a TGA is now in this file, in this WAD, ready to be indexed, which is cool. So then we can copy it from assets.wad into source, and now we can make c source run. Except I don't quite want to do that yet. I want to run my test tool first. Yeah, and I made it, and then I run target test with source. Okay, it's still wrong. But yeah, like Deep Space Nine has a lot of really bad episodes. Voyager has a lot of really bad episodes. Voyager's trash episodes I found more watchable than Deep Space Nine's because they were trashier in more of a predictable and normal show kind of way. They're just like bad filler. Deep Space Nine's are just like boring. But then also some episodes people say to skip I really like, so It's a bit of a mixed bag, especially in next gen. I love Riker wrestling his dad. It's one of the funniest episodes for me. It's not meant to be funny, but I really like it. And I tell my friends when I make them watch Star Trek that they should watch Icarus Factor because Riker wrestles his dad. And most lists say that episode's skippable. It's also got like Worf BDSM. Star Trek's a weird show. It's a weird show. Okay. This number is like severely wrong. So I think it's time to bust out the big guns. We need to look at this file directly, and we're going to look at it as an asset. We're going to look at test.ps2 level. We're pretty confident we're reading files out of what's correct now. Now, immediately I look at this and I think, this might be too many zeros. You watch Stargate SG-1. I want to try Stargate. I watched Farscape when it was on Twitch. I think it's still on Twitch. I think you can still go to Twitch TV Farscape official. I think they're still playing it. Farscape forever. It's still on. I don't want to sit through this ad though. But yeah, I would love to watch more of it. It made me realize I really like sci-fi. Anyway, okay, so what I need to work out now is how big is this header? So format.h. So the header is 2, 4, 6, 8, 12, 16 plus 24 is 40. So it's 40 bytes. So 40 bytes. This is 16 bytes. Yeah, this is 16 bytes. So 1, 2. Yes, now. This is the name, right? And then there's all this padding, and this is the rest of the 24 bytes, I guess. And then this should be the first... this is the first tile map definition. This is the first tile map definition, okay? So these bytes, but how many bytes? How many bytes? Tile map definition has an offset. That offset is 0? Okay, maybe it actually starts back here. Hold on. Level test. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yeah, okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 5. Okay, so from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 0. This is the 00 local offset. 00, 00, 0. That doesn't really make sense, does it? Hold on, as that kind. What if I read this as 0000, file offset name 6A, 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 this is where this is where the name is. This is an asset definition, not a tile definition. Which one comes first? Hold on, format.c, which one do I read first? Load, level load. This function is a fucking mess. It's really, really bad. Okay, read file part. Hold on, here we go. It's happening. I'm doing a program. I see it. I can see red-haired, brunette, blonde. I understand what's going on now. Asset definitions. Read file part asset definitions. Asset defs, tile map defs. Aha. I'm writing these in the wrong order. I read tile map definitions first, but I put asset definitions in first. Am I about to betray Morpheus? No, I would never betray Morpheus. Trust me. I just really like steak. I really like steak, you know. You can't hold it against me. You can't hate Cypher, okay? It's understandable. Compile level. I just need to swap these two functions, right? Tile map definitions first. Tile map definitions first. Let's so rather than retyping this, let's do this. Assets, and then we rerun this bad boy. and then we go source, test, and we give it assets.wad, and it still fails, but for a different reason, and that is good. Read file. I don't know what file this is. Oh, yes, I do. It's this file. Okay, that's good. The next level up, we do this. Now, okay, instead of having a really big number, now we have a really small number. It seems like we're just bouncing between two extremes, but that's okay. Now, what, 889? 889? That's the offset, is it? WAD, too small. Read size, target buffer size. Both of these numbers are wrong. I don't know why my target buffer has length 0. I don't know why I'm trying to read 900 bytes. These things all sound bad. Also, hold on. WAD.c. Hold on. We don't need to do that anymore. We don't need to override things weirdly anymore. Okay, so this shouldn't be log error anymore. Log error. This is a trace log. This is a trace log. This is a log error. This is a log error. These are all log errors. But some of these don't need to be error logs. I think I did a second lap. That's okay. Nice. That's a lot cleaner. I like that we don't have as much shit spamming the logs now. Okay, so target too small. Target too small. 0, read name 0, at 0, length 0. Everything is zeros all the way down, all the time. Why is it all 0? I don't know. fmt.c. What line is it at? 137. Why is it all zeros? A is an asset definition. We allocate a thing, but the length, it's just 0. Yeah, why is it all 0? Bobbius, we literally have the same problem. If you work out why your thing's all zeros, tell me, because maybe that's why my thing's all zeros. Maybe it's related. Maybe we're quantumly linked. Okay. Why is there a space here? Why was there a random white space on the end of this line? It always bothers me when that happens. Okay, so one can assume that our asset definitions that we're reading are for no reason at all zeros. Read head. What do we do with read head? Read head advances. Does it? This is the problem. So we have this variable called read head, right? And when we read a file part, we read at the read head and then we increment it by the size of the thing. In this case, number of definitions times the size of this, which is actually good. And then we read from here, and then we never advance or use the read head again. So that is actually okay. Now, this calls into question the real value of read head. This is state where there does not need to be state. I don't know if that is actually the best way to go, but it's how we're going to go for now. It would appear that we have read the tilemap definitions potentially correctly. Potentially not, but potentially correctly. And maybe we need some kind of log debug. Log.h, log dbg, that's what we want here. Let's do a log debug as we load these things. So let's say load asset. Let's do a log debug. Let's say log dbg. And then we'll just say a couple of things. We'll dump the whole contents of the thing. Format.h, asset def kind, offset, len. Cool. And so we want A, we want I, we want A, kind A, name, offset, A, name, len. And this goes bad. Because, well, and we're already kind of logging all this stuff, right? But I guess we want to log Y. We want to log Y. Let's also, when we do this read, let's do a debug log here as well. And let's say, so when we do this, let's say log debug read tile map defs at read head. And we'll do another ZU. So this is read head, and then the size is this thing that we keep copy and pasting, and that's bad, but also not. And then we're gonna do the same thing down here. Before we do this, we're gonna say we're reading asset definitions, and then we're gonna log the read head, except instead of this line, we're gonna copy this line. We're gonna copy this line, this one down here. Bob, is this literally what you've been working on? Is this literally the same kind of thing where you're like, well, time to reach inside of this and like feel its warm gooey heart, and then try to make sense of it? Whoa, asset def has no member named name offset. What is it? File offset name. Weird name. I don't know why I didn't just call it name offset. Kind. What is kind? Kind. fmt.h. Asset kind. Redundant namespacing of a local, of a field, of a struct. That's a smell. That's a real smell. Okay. Any debug logging in the house? Oh, hold on. Wait. Test. No, wrong test. Source test level load.c. Yeah, this one. Log output level. The output level should be log level debug. We have a value for that. And we really want to be looking at debug level so that we get this. That's better. Okay, so now I've committed another error. I've committed another error to my code. When I debug log, I actually really want to do this in hex. I really want to do this in hex. Because then I can look at my XXD output and it actually means something. I can look at this. Okay, so R Python assets compile level. Oh no, hold on, that's not what I want. XXD assets test.ps2 level. There we go. This is our binary. This is our binary. This is exactly how debugging your QI decoder felt. I'm so sorry to drag you back down this rabbit hole that you're still not even out of yet. You're still in the rabbit hole and I'm like rubbing your face in it. And I apologize. I apologize sincerely. But I'm going to work this out. So 2C and 6.4 plus C. I like this. I like this a lot. 2C plus 3.8. Okay, we can do with that. These are hex values. These are not decimal numbers. This is not the number 38. This is the number 40. This is the number 56, I think. Oh my gosh, I can do maths. That's good. That's really good. Oh, this is how your QI decoder. Sorry, this is before your SDL issue. I thought you meant your SDL issue. Yeah, no, your I mean, this field, yeah, decoding file formats is hard. It's frustrating when it's your own file format because A, it's not a very clever file format, and B, I invented it, so I should be able to parse it. Like, why am I struggling? Right? Why did I invent it like this if I was just going to struggle with it? That's silly. That doesn't serve much of a purpose. Okay, so no name. The tile map defs start at 2C. We can find 2C. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, A, B, C. So this is our offset. This is our offset. Then we get some stuff. Then at 6.4, the asset defs start. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So the first thing in the asset def is 0. What should the first thing in the asset def be? That's a good question, Tom. Asset kind, U16. 4, asset kind, U16, perfect. 0, that's what we expect it to be. Offset in the file is F00. No, OOF. Which end? Which is the big end again? It's little endian, but I don't know what 5. Yeah, so this is also little endian. So this is saying it's at 16, which is not correct at all. Except it actually says the offset's 0, which is strange because I can see, like, it's saying it starts reading at 6.4. No, but everything else is 0. My lord. So we're encoding this badly, I guess. Because this is our tile map data, that's fine. Then this is a string, and then this is just like garbage padding. I don't know why there's so much padding at the end, but that's fine. We don't really care about padding because we use file offsets. Okay, so once we hit this point, shit is just unhinged. It's off the wall. OA03. OA03. 03 OA. 778. What's that in hex? Hold on. 30A. What's the bet that that's 308? Ah, so it's the wrong offset. Hold on. This is pointing to the wrong place because this is our file offset. I still don't think we have a length. I still don't think we have a fucking length. Also, hold on. Do I need to tell the C compiler not to mangle the order of these? Mangle's a bad word. Packing, that's what I want. Packed structures. Force the structure to be laid out with no gaps by adding attribute packed. Yeah, I think that's maybe what I want. C can't reorder, but it can pad, so I want attribute packed. Okay, dereferencing pointer. Okay, well we're not. Are we? No, we're not. We're not. We're dereferencing the big pointer, but not the little pointer. This might have problems, but it shouldn't. Oh, I love that I've learned that I can press Shift P. That makes me very happy. Okay, so what happens if I build this now? No, not if I build it, Tom. Let's clean and rebuild. Okay, nice. Now everything is gonna look at it correctly, and whoa, we get an offset in the length. That's it. It was padding. It was just padding. That's fine. VRAM alloc. We did it. We allocated VRAM. And now, map1 represents asset. Now, this number, on the other hand, we can look at in hex. Because I think that's kind of interesting, right? I literally recognize this number. Once you program for long enough, you start to find certain key numbers, okay? So what's this? This is -1. This is -1 as a unsigned 32-bit integer. So we're just not checking for -1. Map1 references asset. Format 179. Format .c179. So wherever this happens, uint16 max. It's actually a uint32, right? Is that what happened here? Asset ref? Yeah, it's a uint32. Which is kind of hilarious. So I was looking for FFFF rather than FFFFFFF. It's a lot of Fs. Okay, let's rerun that. And that looks like it worked. Let's put it into Valgrind. See what Valgrind has to say. Oh boy. League summary. Nothing lost. Still reachable. Perfect. 6 allocs, 2 frees. Love it. That's perfect. That's beautiful. Okay, so let's make C source clean, export. Actually, I'm going to change my make file. I'm going to come in and change this. And I'm going to say, I'm going to swap these around, right? We have to be explicit when we're doing stuff on the PC. The default is going to be the PlayStation 2. Cool. And make run. Beautiful. Now, I would love to know what I did here. But anyway, let's see what happens when I load this level. It's probably something bad, but let's try it anyway. Load failed. Failed to load tiles. Huh. Okay. Map 0 references asset 21. That's unexpected, right? Maybe. Maybe it's not unexpected. Maybe we didn't go deep enough. Maybe we didn't go deep enough. Let's rerun it with the most up-to-date assets.wad, because I think that didn't have the maybe? Oh, I mean, it looks like it did something. That actually looks like it succeeded, it just didn't do anything, which is nice. I like that. I like that a lot. Okay, so something happened. VRAM alloc. We allocated some stuff, that's nice. In VRAM, loaded the level load. Read tilemap defs, read asset defs, load an asset. Kind equals 0, name offset, name len. Okay. So that's promising. That's real promising. That makes me very happy. Format.c. Let's see what format.c says. Level draw. Let's try it. Let's say log debug draw test tiles. And this can probably even be a static int, right? It's not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere. Let's get rid of that silly file I just made. Okay, so when I run this, what happens? It yells at me because I don't have log debug. Why is it angry? Oh yeah, that because loaded draw. This would also have to be static. That's okay. Okay, that actually makes sense. C is clever, but it's not that clever. Let's see if this spams my console. It does not. Indeed, it does not. It's kind of bad. Okay, so that's okay. That's okay. Return. Let's log debug finished loading level. Okay, let's see if that does something, right? Because we would expect it to kind of know what to do. Finished loading level. Level test 0. Interesting. Like, how does it get here and finish loading, but then it doesn't have a draw to call? I guess something to consider is that in context, isn't it? If we're drawing, right? We're in draw tile maps. If it's active, do I not say it's active? Free entity, free level. Free entity, free level. Maybe I need to say that it's level active equals 1. Maybe that was the missing piece of the puzzle. Also, these log warnings are disgusting. These format specifiers are not being used appropriately, and that's okay. Draw test. Is it drawing any? It's drawing. This is it. This is it. There it is. It's at a bad offset, but there it is. Let's see if we can bring it down to the world. I don't know how we do that. Let's see if we can put it at a better offset. Let's put it at positive 16 offset. And let's go through this tedious process of Python assets, compile level, assets, test, level, test.text, and we're going to put that in assets, test, level. Hold on, I can't type. Oops. That's 4 billion, that's not what I want. Test.ps2 level. There we go. Now we go into assets and we go tools, packwad, star.tga, star.ps2 level, assets, asset.wad, source, assets.wad. I need a script to do this because that's a real pain in the ass. And then we're going to run it. And Bobbius says, this is where I add this to my makefile so I don't have to go find the right commands. Yeah, or maybe a bash script is more suited. I hate big multi-line makefiles. I don't know. Makes me... Yeah, I don't know. I don't like putting lots of little steps in a makefile rule. I find they get a little bit ugly. So I'd probably prefer to have build wad.bash, where I would say Python compile assets compile level.py. I guess the thing about a make file, okay, let's put it in make. Let's put a make rule in make. Let's say assets ps2 level. And this depends on assets. Let's say JSON. Let's actually give it the real extension. And the way we do this is Python assets compile level.py. That's a little nicer, isn't it? So if I make assets, what if I move assets level test to assets test.json? It's up to date. Let's remove it first. That looks pretty good. XXD it just to make sure it makes sense. Assets test.ps2 level. Nice. Okay, that's perfect. And then we want to make our WAD. I guess we do it like this. I guess this is okay, right? This is good advice. This is actually simpler than I thought it was. Tools, packwad, star.tga, star.ps2 level. We put in an assets.wad. We just put it straight in the right path. And we make it every single time. And also this depends on assets test.ps2 level. So it'll get rebuilt. Okay, that's good. Make WAD. Oh, see, this is why, right? This is why I find this hard. Because CD does not persist between lines of this, I think. Yeah, so that works. But if it has to get more complicated, then that's hard. Let's also remove source assets.wad. Then if I make WAD, assets doesn't have it, but source does. Yeah, okay. That's what it always gets me. That's what always gets me, right? You can't CD like that in a make. Or maybe you can, but you can't do it that way. You can't just run CD. Each of those lines is their own shell instance, which kind of makes sense, I guess. You don't have that persistent state, but it's good. It's good. Okay, so let's test this out really quickly, and then I guess we should hardware verify something. We'll see if this weird transparency issue is still happening on the actual PlayStation 2. That would be good. Also, hold on, yeah, we should see about this offset. I also, yeah, this color is fucking hideous. That's not what I want. Test.json. So let's make the offset Y even more. Let's put it at 56. Cool, but yeah, my PlayStation 2 is on. I left it on when I went out earlier after I stopped doing this, which was kind of stupid. But we should be able to test this out. Now, I haven't done hot reloading. That would be nice. That would be really, really nice. Here we go, and there's an actual... Oh, and this is one of these weird heights that causes me to jump. Because it's not 16. 56 is not a multiple of 16. This needs to be... Let's put it at 64. Cool, okay, so... We've got a rule for this. Let me... Actually, I've got to pull this up on my other monitor. PlayStation 2 side scroller. Because once I show this scene, this is my monitor now. This is all I see on this monitor. Cool, so let's run some homebrew. I have a PlayStation 3 controller on my desk plugged into my PC and a PlayStation 2 controller plugged into my PlayStation 2. So that's not ideal. Just a bit bouncy, yeah, so... Oh, I can't drag that onto screen anymore. I need to really think about this scene. I need a better chat view. Anyway, run PS2. Here we go. It's happening. Executing. It always takes a second to load, right? And while it loads, we get some garbage on the screen because that's how the PlayStation 2 frame buffer works. I need to do something about that. Maybe. I need to work out how to do that. Okay, so it looks like we have the same transparency issue. And I think the issue really appears to be that our alpha value is bad. It looks like we're using one of these funky alpha values that is too much. So we're loading something here. Okay? We're loading it. And then we crash. And I don't know why we crash. Well, I do know why we crash. It's a bad V address, right? It says so right there. But I don't know why it's a bad V address. And I don't know why it's at 102 FOC. So we can actually go into PCSX2 and look for that, right? We can do it. We have the technology. Make C source run 10. Fuck, I have literally already forgotten this. Hold on. The good thing about this is I can just go to this scene and look at it, but the other thing's still on my monitor. So I'm opening the PlayStation 2 PCSX2 debugger and I'm going to an address. 102 FOC. Okay, so what's at 102 FOC? That's load TGA. Oof. Oof. Okay, so we have... Oh, we're storing. It's a store word. Hold on, let me pull this back over to my screen. This is my code. I did this. Oh, that hurts. I was like, it's gonna be something in the library. It's gonna be something bad. Oh, that really hurts me. This is almost certainly the kind of thing Valgrind could find as well, which is annoying. So when we're loading it, we call this function. We call load. Okay, I've got to check how I'm handling my nulls. Branch equals 0, 0. So what could this be? What could be happening here? Load word into A3, store word. So we're moving from something on the stack into this structure, and it's like a structure, right? There's two words, A1 and... Okay, so maybe we can deal with that. Maybe we can see that. TGA.c. What happens? TGA from target from file. Is that where I said it was from? It must be target from file. That's good. I do this check, which makes sense. We do this check, which makes sense. I don't know where anything could go wrong. I look from. Oh yeah, we don't check this. Okay, well let's check this as well. If not out pixels, return 1. TGA pixels alloc. This relies on log p2g.h. No, it doesn't. It relies on p2glog.h. That's a bit strange. I don't know how that happened. Okay, so this is back on emulator. Yeah, it's annoying, right? Because basically the emulator is a lot more relaxed about this than anything else is. So I need to do a very suspicious thing to enable myself to see this log output while it's happening. Okay, we're going to go back to the PS2. We're going to try that again on the PS2. Try not to write your header strings in little endian. Try not to write your header strings in little endian. Try not to use little endian in general. Little endian considered harmful. It's my professional opinion. Just don't use it. Okay, we're gonna reset PS2. And this is gonna work. We're gonna reset our thingo. Now we're gonna run again, okay? And I'm gonna see log output while we're running. We're gonna get real-time logging output. Only I can see it though. Making a joke about how I swapped the folder and the file name. Yeah, that's little endian. That's you are correct. Little endian brain. That sounds like an insult, right? To calling someone a little endian brain. And we lost logging. We disconnected. We didn't crash, so that's good. But we do this time. Mysterious that we have a crash. 109.450. 109.450. What happens in 109.450? 109.450. 109.450. 109.450. I need to keep saying it because I have the memory of a goldfish. 109.450. Draw, upload texture. So it's the same kind of path, right? Are we not checking the return value of that correctly? fmt.c, upload texture. Wait, loaded textures. Loaded textures. Loaded textures. Load TGA. We do that. We load the TGA into loaded textures. Load assets. We do this. We do this. Okay. There it is. There it is. Load textures alloc from. So we load it. We do this load. But in this file, TGA from file, if RC. So we do check it. We do check it. We do check it. And if the RC, we return 1. Ah, okay. So if this is non-zero, then we have a problem. That problem is log we load a TGA. Into a slot. Name I. Perfect. Okay, this is better. This is better. I wonder if this is going to give us an error now, right? Like, that's what I really want. I want this to just be like, nah, you absolutely fucked it up. And I refuse to run in the emulator now, because that's better. And I can't tell because I'm still spamming the shit out of this. Hold on. This one. Get out of here. Get out of here, draw test tiles. Ship it out. No one wants to hear from you. This looks like alpha FF instead of 8.0, which sounds really silly, but like it's a pretty big issue. Why does it hate me? Okay, well, let's try it on the PS2 again. Let's try it again. I forgot. I had my exception handler up still. reset PS2. Okay, I'm doing something revolutionary and actually just playing this off of my stream. Actually just playing this off of my stream preview. Well, that's annoying. Is it possible this is a... Is it possible this is a PS2 client issue? I don't want to say it. Is it? Could this actually be an issue? Am I not the problem here? Should I put this on a USB and see if I can load it? Oh no, don't do the controller bug, for fuck's sake. Okay. We gotta do a hard reset. Maybe I should try putting this on a USB just to make sure. Because... that would be nice. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, my light's about to die. I can feel it flickering. I can feel the power fading. I should probably go. It just passed midnight, so I probably shouldn't stay on too much later. Oh, I need to get my beauty sleep tonight. I've got a big day tomorrow. Parents are visiting, you know, stuff to do. Got to be a good son. Gotta show up. All right, here we go. This is the moment of truth. Right? Is it either gonna work or am I gonna get more meaningful errors? Okay, here we go. Loading asset. Nope. Nope. We got neither more meaningful error. This is in load TGA again, I'm pretty sure, 102. We neither got more meaningful error. Hold on, let me show you. I powered on this terminal now. It got to here, and that's where it froze. And freezing is okay because it's trying to read a file. And then we just jump to here. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna put this on a USB. I'm gonna find the least suspicious USB I have, which is hard when, you know, you live life, right? Sometimes you put weird movies on a USB. You know, things that no stream should be subjected to seeing. Okay, I've got one of... Maybe I'll leave it on this scene while I do it. Just, you know, to be safe. Sudo mount dev sd... This is okay, I can show this. SDE. I think I'm up to E. I have a lot of devices. SDF. Wow. Oh boy, have I got a lot of devices plugged in. You don't even know the half of it. Mount... Yeah, or you just have like the entire... I need to be careful what I show on here. I don't know what's on this USB. We're going back to this scene. I do have quite a few Super Nintendo games on this USB apparently. Potentially. That I own legally, of course. Workspace, PlayStation 2 side-scroller test, source, game.elf. Copy it here. Oh, God, this is a slow USB. I always forget how slow USBs are. Assets.wad, also copy here. Okay, now sudo umount USB. Okay, we're back. We're back. One of my favorite things about doing these streams has been being able to justify putting a PlayStation 2 on my desk. Like, it's literally within arm's reach to reset it. Because when I was testing this stuff originally in 2020, before I started streaming it, whoa, that was the wrong program. That was good. That was because of the stream delay. I pressed the button too many times. When I started doing this in 2020, my PlayStation 2 was plugged into my TV. So, like, if I was in my living room, my TV was over there. And if something crashed on the PlayStation 2, I had to stand up and walk over to it. Need to be careful with the stream delay that I don't select power off. I had to like get up and walk across the room to reset the console, right? And that sucked. That was a bad user experience. So now I've got 3 or 4 PlayStation 2s in the house, and one is just on my desk at all times, ready to go. Okay, You launch off. I need to do this I need to actually see this on my main screen, the stream delay. And also I don't have terminal output anymore. So let's see what happens when we run it. File browser. Oh yeah, I'm gonna show it on stream now. So that's fun. TT game.elf, here we go. Oh, this isn't gonna work because it's looking for a host path. This is gonna crash immediately. I didn't think of that. What's gonna happen when it crashes? I don't know. It's just gonna like hang. I don't know if we're ever going to get past this screen, but it's looking for a host file path and it can't ever resolve it. Can you do relative file paths? I think you can, right? I can do /. But yeah, let's give it a second. But I think, actually, well, while this loads, let's leave it for a second. Let's go back and fix the path. And it's fun, now that we use WODs, we only need to change the WOD path in one place. So WOD, so we just need to go /assets.wod, I think. That's okay, make. Cool. So now if I run this normally, it's gonna be like, what the fuck? Where's this file? I can't find it. Or not, it's still gonna find it. I guess it's very clever like that. If I put this on a USB, hopefully it's going to be able to find it. I'm actually impressed. I didn't think that would work. But this, however, is just like dead forever. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. We don't need that. You have no idea how that stuff works? Yeah, the PlayStation 2, the way the, basically it's like registering a device driver, right? More or less. Dev SDF1. Like, you know, host mass HDD. It's like the protocol in the you know, like HTTP:/ or FTP:/ It's like the device that you're giving a path to. It's kind of like C:/ or D:, right? But yeah, easy cap. I had issues. I thought the Elgato capture cards have gone up in price stupendously from when I started my donation goal. They've gone up like over $100. So I got a cheaper one from China, and it's actually really good. It works really well. The latency is incredibly good. The PlayStation 2 capture looks jank. That's because my PlayStation 2 upscaler is bad. So that's kind of the next cab off the rank. But also I kind of like that it looks like jank interlaced signals. Okay, let's try this. Jank is part of the appeal. Exactly. I want to do a playthrough of like Ratchet and Clank or something classic, just on like weird interlaced video. Like Kingdom Hearts would be fun to do. Actually, webcam pointed it as 14-inch CRT. Well, yeah. I mean, you know, you can't. So there's a guy who did that. There's a guy who was doing that. He was doing CRT streams. I just realized the ultimate stream, like the culmination of all my years of being a person making content on the internet. I have to stream. I own this game. I actually own a boxed copy of this game. I've got to stream it. I gotta. This has to happen now. This would be. Have you ever played this cricket? It's not good, but it has character progression. It has like a final boss. You fight the Vadrigar. It's it actually sets up a lot of the stuff that Syncera, you know, wanted to explore in Quake Champions with like the theming of the game. I think it's weird. It's weird. The Vadrigar's like, oh my gosh, we loaded. Okay, can we load another part of the level? That loaded so quick. I was not prepared. You've played Ratchet and Clank 3 4-player siege mode. Damn, that is peak gaming, to be honest. This might have just crashed, I can't tell. Well, I'll give it a second. Quake 3 Revolution is basically Quake 3. Yeah, it's id Tech 3, it's Quake 3 gameplay, but you have characters. Something moved. You have characters that have stats. So like Anarchy's faster, but has lower health. But then as you play through the tiers, your characters level up and you get better stats. And there's a couple of different like it's different. I don't want to spoil everything. You'll have to tune in and see. But it's really fucking hard to play Quake 3 with a controller. Oh man. Ratchet and Clank 3 4-player siege mode. This crashed, by the way. There's no way this is recovering. This has the same error as before, but there's no exception handler. Like PS2 client installs an exception handler that does that output. I don't have an exception handler in my code, so we hang here forever. And this, unfortunately, will be the end of the stream. Ratchet and Clank 3's 4-player siege mode. Man, if ever I'm in New Zealand, man, I'm gonna hit you up and we're gonna play some Ratchet and Clank 3 like on a console. That would be disgusting. We should do it online. We should get on Ratchet and Clank 3 online. That would be sick. There is a server that still runs, I think. I don't know if they play PAL or NTSC, but like I've got a console here hooked up to the network. Okay, let's find someone fun to raid. Let's pass on the love. We've got a couple of cool people hanging out today. Thank you to everyone who's been lurking. I think there's a couple of you. I see you. I know you're there. And thanks to everyone following on YouTube, because you know it's all a wonderful journey that we're here on together. Speaking of Star Trek, here we go. While I hunt down Farscape, I'm not rating Farscape official. Okay, Jim Henson has enough of my money. This has been a fun stream. Thank you. I hope that they've been a bit podcasty lately. I've been very chatty, and I hope that's good. I hope people are enjoying that. I think I just need to start streaming for longer. I think that's what I'm really missing right now, because people are watching. You know, people are starting to watch, which is nice. It's good to see. It's good to see number go up. Chill remote co-working hangout with Tim Badeau. That sounds nice. Who is good? Who is good? There's a lot of stuff happening. So I'm putting a Twitch overlay in Python. That's kind of related to some of the stuff I was doing. Let's have a look at this. Throw in some love to LJ Rex Codes. Thank you so much, everyone who's been hanging out. You guys are awesome. I'm enjoying hanging out. I'm enjoying chatting. I'm enjoying working on this stuff live. If you're enjoying as well, be sure to let me know. I love getting emails. I love when people give me good feedback. Obviously, it makes me feel good. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. I will catch you all next time. Bye.